My name's Scott McConnell. I'm a professor of educational psychology at the University of Minnesota. And there I have a group of colleagues and students where we're working on essentially trying to help build conditions that will help preschoolers thrive, particularly kids that are at risk for not thriving. So our work focuses primarily right now on assessment of very early language development, and then language and literacy development for 3- and 4-year-olds. And the conditions, the natural and the engineered, like school conditions that support their development across those domains. One of the pleasures about being here is that the incubator and the people I'm meeting are sort of inherently interdisciplinary, and it adds a lot of really nice sort of dimension to the things that I've been thinking about and talking with people about this week. Primarily, I've been thinking about assessment and how the work that we do in preschool, with preschool students, does two things. One, it helps us predict and align the interventions that we provide those kids for later success. So what are the things that we can do for 3- and 4-year-olds that make it more likely that they'll be successful and competent students and citizens as they age? The second part, though, is about scaling. And I think that one of the more innovative features of the discussions this year for the incubator is this issue of thinking about the conditions that make our research go wide. That one of the things that's been so cool is to meet lots and lots of people who are doing research because they're curious about the questions that they're asking, but also because they're committed to the answers that they're going to achieve, and that those answers are going to be in service to other people. And so if we're in fact interested as researchers in finding things that have utility for a broader populace, we have to be thinking about how to get the word out to those folks that could take advantage of it. So that's been a really interesting kind of major focus of the conversations. I think probably the biggest one is that we either lose the opportunity or actually diminish our ability as researchers to influence the decisions that citizens and that policymakers make. We're going to be more trustworthy if the information that we give actually produces the kinds of effects that we think it should produce. And so when it doesn't, I think people reasonably have doubts about whether we're trusted reporters. One of the things that I like to think in metaphors, and one of the metaphors I thought of before coming to visit was this image of a knot, just this big bundle of yarn that's all a mess and that we can't figure out how to turn it into a single thread of yarn. For any of us that like doing that, unbundling knots, I think that we know that it takes a little bit of diligence, but it also takes sort of differences of perspective. You need to look at the problem from different views and think about solutions that might be slightly different from one another. And again, I think one of the remarkable features of both the University of Chicago and this incubator effort is the success that you're having in bringing together those multiple views and thinking about how to take a single problem, the problem of scaling, for instance, analyze it from a variety of perspectives, and from that variety of perspectives, produce a single, maybe multivariate, but single solution that moves us towards a better untangling of the problems that we're trying to face.